So it's the granny square flower earrings. There's the finished earring there. We're going to make one to match. I'm using a 1.5mm hook. Obviously these earrings, they need to be the right size in order to fit into the hoop, which is provided with the kit, which is available from Gladys Yarn Box, or you can get online fairly easily. All the sizes are written in the pattern. Do your tension square. I know it seems like a waste of time, but a tension square is very simple stitches. It's all double crochet, and although it may seem like a waste of time, it's more of a waste of time if you go through all this trouble of changing colour and doing all the right pattern, only to find that it doesn't quite fit into the hoop. It's either too saggy or, you know, it's too big, too small and doesn't reach. Either way, it would be a disaster, and you've wasted all that time. Quick whips are quick, and you don't want to end up doing it 3 times because your tension's wrong. So do the tension square. It's only 1 inch square. It's teeny weeny. You could tie it to your scissors so that you know which pair are yours when you go to crochet club. Or I don't know, if you've got any fairies, they might appreciate it as a little blanket, you know. Well worth it. It's only 1 inch square. It doesn't take long. So it's the granny square flower earrings. There's the finished earring there. We're going to make one to match. So we begin with a magic ring, over, pull through the loop you've made to create a slip knot, which slips with the short end. Okay, and then we work into the magic ring. Just make that slightly smaller. Slip stitch into the magic ring first, so wrap and pull through, and then 1 chain, and then we do 8 double crochet into the magic ring. I like to do 1 before the knot, the slip knot there, so that's 1, and then I work after the knot. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then we slip join into the first double crochet, not the 1 chain, the first double crochet. If you're not sure, count back. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There it is. So we're going to slip join into that first double crochet, but we're going to do that changing colour to pink. So we're leaving a tail to sew in the pink. We slip through and through, and then we draw up the magic ring, and that creates the center of your flower. Round 2. So using the pink yarn, which is B, or whichever color you've chosen, you do a 2 chain, 1, 2, and 3 treble cluster into that same stitch. So working back into that stitch, we do 1, pull through 2, wrap, 2, pull through 2, wrap, 3, pull through 2, and then we cluster all 4 stitches on our hook together. Like so. Now I come to the bit in brackets, which we repeat 3 times. So 5 chain, 1, 2, oops, 3, 4, 5 chain, then we miss 1 double crochet, and we go into the next one and we do a 4 treble cluster. So that's 1, pull through 2, wrap, pull through, and then pull through 2, wrap, pull through 2, 1, 2, 3 trebles, 4 treble cluster. One, oops, all the way through to make the cluster, and then you repeat that. So you do the 5 chain, 4 treble cluster. So here you can see the end of round 2. So I've done the 4 treble clusters, repeated 3 times, then the 5 chain, and then we just slip stitch into this top of the cluster. But when we do so, we change colour. So we leave the pink, and we've still got the blue attached here. So we bring the blue up and pull through, oops, and pull through the 5th of the 5 chain, pull that tight. So we do cut the pink yarn now, but we don't cut the blue. So I can move that out of the way now. Round 3. So we turn our work. So the work is facing this way, we turn it, I turn over to my left, and then we've got these threads visible here at the front. So we slip stitch into this first 5 chain space, and then continuing to work into that space, we do 3 chain, 1, 2, 3, then 3 trebles, wrap, go over the chain, around the chain, see, pull the yarn under and through, and make the treble, pull through 2, pull through 2, another treble, just going to scooch that up there, wrap, go under the 5 chain space, pull through, wrap, pull through 2, pull through 2 again, that's 2, wrap under the chain, pull through 2, pull through 2 again. Scooch that over there like that, see, then we do 3 chain, 1, 2, 3, and 3 trebles again into this 5 chain space. So wrap underneath the 5 chain bar that you've created, pull through, that's 1, just moving it around there, wrap, pull through is 2, and then 3. What we've created here is a corner. So if you like, the top corner there that hangs on the earring. Okay, so then we do 1 treble into the top of the cluster, and then we begin the pattern repeat. So we make a corner basically in each of these 5 chain bars that we've created. So 3 trebles, 1, 2, 3, 3 chain, 1, 2, 3, and 3 trebles again into the same 5 chain space. 1, 2, 3. And so on until we get round to the other side. So here we are at the end of round 3. I've created the final corner there, and it just remains to do 1 treble into the top of the cluster, and then slip join. So not into this 3 chain that we did to start. That is to create a blind closure. So we go into the top of the first treble, so there's the 3 chain. We're going to work into the top of the first treble, and all that does is bulk up that join so that it's not visible. Okay, so now we attach our little granny flower square. So we've got all this messy bit facing us, and we want the right side of our earring hoop as well. So you can see the top here, that's the right side, and behind you can see where it's crimped closed, that's the wrong side. So we want the right side facing us. Okay, difficult to get into focus, it's so tiny. So with the right side facing us and starting on the left as you look at it, so it's going to fit in like that. So this corner will be at the top here. Okay, and all this messy stuff is on the front, that's correct. Okay, so for round 4 we 1 chain, and then 2 double crochet encasing the hoop. Okay, so in here to where we've just slip stitched, we go into the stitch, take the needle through the hoop, we wrap the yarn around the hook, pull through, and then wrap the yarn and pull through the 2 stitches, and that is now attached all the way around. Again, into the stitch at the front, wrap, go through the metal hoop, wrap the hook, pull through, wrap the hook and pull through the 2, and that has brought us to the corner. Okay, so we do 1 chain, this is for the corner now, 1 chain, and then again the same method, still encasing the hoop. We do double crochet into the corner 3 chain space. Okay, so we've done 1 chain, then we do double crochet, so the hook goes through that 3 chain space underneath the hoop, we pull it through so it's encased, wrap and pull through, 1 chain, 1 double crochet again, wrapping around the metal hoop, and 1 chain, and that encases the corner. So we've done a 1 chain, 1 double crochet, 1 chain, 1 double crochet and 1 chain, and then we do 7 double crochet down the side, exactly the same, into the first stitch, through the hoop, wrap, pull round, wrap, pull through, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then we've reached another corner, and you can really see it's starting to take shape now. There, so if I turn it over, we've encased 2 double crochet, we've made a corner and 7 double crochet, and now we're going to make another corner. So if we repeated that pattern twice, you can see it's pretty much all the way around the earring now, and we've come to this top corner. So the top corner, we don't do a 1 chain for this corner first, we go straight in and do 1 double crochet, then a 3 chain, 1, 2, 3, and then on the other side of the fixing here we do another double crochet. So in, pull through the yarn, wrap the yarn and pull through. So that has created a double crochet, a 3 chain which hides the fixing a bit and completes the square, and a double crochet to anchor it on the other side. So on the reverse side you can see the little hoop, on the front it's covered. Okay, and then we complete the 5 remaining double crochet into the top of these 5 trebles and slip join. So again, encasing the hoop all the time, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 double crochet, and then missing the 1 chain we slip join into the first of the 2 double crochet we made at the beginning, and you've made it. Snip the end of the yarn and pull through. Okay, so this messy side is in fact the front of your earring, and now we're going to sew in the ends. So first of all, because it's bouncing about and is dying to unravel, I'll sew in the last end we've just snipped. So into the reverse side of my earring, which is the side at the moment that hasn't got all the mess, I'll just sew through some of these stitches. I actually use a smaller eyed wool needle, so it's still got a nice big eye for the yarn to go through, but it is slightly smaller than my usual wool needle because it needs to travel through these tiny stitches. It's only going through 1. Let's take it through there, and perhaps along these double crochet here to make it nice and secure. And back again. You always go through and then back again when I'm sewing the ends, just to be sure they don't wiggle out. So that's that end sewn. So take a look at this here now. This is the front, which seems a bit messy. So the first blue is our magic ring, so that may have moved slightly, so you can draw that up nice and tight. and we will sew this end in next. So through the hole in the middle to the back. Now you could sew across and across to make it nice and secure, however I quite like the little hole in the middle that belongs to the magic ring, so I tend to sew around the tiny circle created by the magic ring. But if you wanted to, you could fill in that hole by sewing across like that. So drawing that ring up, making sure it's nice and secure, and then doing a few tiny stitches around the magic ring, and again going back on myself and back again to make sure that's nice and secure. Might go this way a little bit just to make sure. I've got plenty of thread, so I'm not in a rush to cut it. Don't want my earring to come unravelly. Okay, I'm happy with that. Snip. And then that just leaves these two pinks, which again are still at the front of your earring. And this is where I whip stitch this blue that's carried over. Now, if you wanted to, you could cut your blue yarn in the pattern and sew in all the ends. But because sewing in ends is my absolute least favourite thing to do, I always minimise it as much as possible. And so for this design I decided, as this is only travelling a small way across my pink, I could whip stitch as I sew my ends in. So to whip stitch, I'm going over the blue line with my thread, so hiding it. So I'm still sewing in the end, but also taking advantage of the little stitches to hide that blue. Now I've done that with the pink, one end of the pink. See, but you can still see the odd perfectionist, you can still see the little bit of blue, but I've got another end to sew. So I'm going to take this pink end through to the back of my work, and I'm going to secure that with a few stitches through and then back on itself, and then back the other way again, snip that end, and then my last pink tail I'll sew in again. I will whip over any little bits of blue which are still visible, which I'm not happy with, so there I'll go over to hide that blue stitch, and I'll just catch the edge of the pink there to come up and go over into there. I'm happy with that now. Like I say, if you're not happy with that, you could, I'll say I'm happy, I might just do one here as well. If you're not happy with that, you could choose to cut the yarn and sew in more ends. It is just, for me, I'm happy with that. That's sufficient. It's whipped in and I'm happy that the colour is correct. Turn my work over and stitch in this end through, back on itself, and back again, just to be sure, and then snip that last one close to the work, and then So here's our pair of earrings. I'm never as happy with my crocheting when I'm videoing as when I'm working, looking at my hands. I think I tend to hold my hands much closer than the camera allows, so I may end up doing that one again. I'm much happier with the one that I used my eyes, not the camera, but it doesn't matter. Hope it's helped you with the pattern. That's the main thing. And so let me demonstrate. Oh, this is already open, so I'm going to close it. So these earring findings come like this, closed. And the best way to open them is to twist them sideways, not prise them open, because that loses their circle shape. So a little pair of pliers like this is really handy. Take your earring finding and twist it open. You see how I've done that? It's twisted open. And then take your earring and place it onto that hoop so that when it sits on your ear, the front is facing. So this bit goes into your ear, so you need to make sure that you've got that smooth front facing. And once you're happy with that, you just close it again and again. Don't crush to close because it damages the structure and shape of the ring. Instead, you just get hold like this and bend it back again. So again, twist back. No crushing. Crushing is not good. There we go. And that is about my favourite pair of earrings this summer. Happy crocheting!